This conference will now be recorded.
Right. So last week we were discussing on AMI creation using the snapshot, and also we discussed the AWS backup, right? Isn't it? So this is where we had stopped. So AWS backup is a automation where you can back up your resources automatically at a desired date and time periodically, or you can also say periodically, right? And what is the result we are getting is an AMI. Okay, the result is AMI. And please remember that AMI is a region entity, or it is specifically dedicated to only one region. For example, let me log into this my account. So if I go to EC2 and I will click on AMI, okay, or else let me go to the launch instance. Now which region I am in? I am in Mumbai region. Now just watch the catch here. If I try to launch any instance, for example, I'm selecting the Amazon Linux AMI only. Okay, but see the AMI ID. You have to concentrate on the AMI ID. So for Mumbai region, for the same Amazon Linux which is provided by AWS, this will be the AMI ID. Now just copy this. Now just change the region to Ohio or any region. And if you select the same, it will not be there. See, no, here the AMI ID is two, it is different, entirely different. So as you can see, these two, so even though it is the same image, AMI is a region entity. All right. So you have to be very, very careful in this. Okay, they may ask you questions. For example, now you have created so in this account I don't have anything, so let me log out and log into other account where I have active AMIs. I will show you, wherein they will ask you to, in interview they may trick you that okay, there is a EC2 instance, and that EC2 instance you want to copy it to another region. So what you will do, what will be your answer? So your answer should be, you cannot migrate the application, sorry, EC2 instances from one region to another. What is the approach then? The approach you should follow is, you need to create an AMI and you have to copy the AMI from one region to the another region, and there you can launch another instance. All right. What is this? Is not taking 1 minute. HPN 64. What is this? Okay, 1 second. BFN. Okay, let me select this. everything it is asking security. I don't know why it is happening today. Let me close everything. Relaunch. We just try again one more time. Why it is not taking here? Why it is? TZRM Wi-Fi. TZRM Wi-Fi. It is not taking. Check this. So these issues will face if you are always logging in using root account ID. It doesn't recommend to log in using our root user ID. Okay, let me just check. For everything it is saying the same thing. I don't know why, what has happened today. Uh, W6SBZM. Why it is saying that? Okay, leave it. I will try to log in another way. So that is why, see, always it will think that somebody is trying to misuse your account. So that is why you should always log in using your IAM credential. So let me show you the other one. So this is also you can access. Okay, so this is the best way actually. So this is called single sign-on. I will also teach you this how you can configure in your account, right? So this is best way actually. Okay, so right, so now I can see here. Now I am in Mumbai region because all of my production workload are in Mumbai region. I have this set of AMIs. If I have created, so those AMIs will be mentioned here. But as I have not created any AMI here, so it will not be getting displayed, right? So how you can do that? So for simplicity, what we'll do, we'll create a sample AMI. Okay. So let me do that. So how we can create an AMI? So for that we need an instance, right? So we don't have any instance. So let us create an instance for this demo purpose. So demo AMI. I'm going to allow HTTP traffic, advanced details. You can use the existing security group. Okay, and for the user data, let me, which one I'll feed? Yeah, I'll give this user data. So which will install a PHP application, right? So let me go here and I'll paste. So this is my application. I have launched the instance. Okay, so key pair I'm going to select. So Bastion GPS and launch instance. Okay, so let it get launched. So it will take a while. Okay, so now this is in a running state. Okay, so now how you can create? So simplest option is create image. This will create, or what is the other option? So first I will show you the other option. So go to the AMI, select this, create a snapshot. Okay, and you can name it as demo AMI, and you can tag it whatever you want, and you can create snapshot and check whether the snapshot is ready. So it will be up in some time. So we'll wait. Okay, so now it is 100% available. Now how to create an AMI from this? So go to actions, create image from the snapshot, and you can name it as PHP app AMI, because we have installed the PHP application, sample application here, and leave everything as it is. Okay, and while creating you can increase the size of the EBS volume, but I don't want that. I'll keep it as it is. So AMI we have created. Now this is in a which region? Now if you check here, there are several things you will notice. So that is name, AMI ID, AMI name, and blah blah blah. Okay, and this is the owner. So owner is basically our account ID. Okay, now you can share this EMI, particular AMI, in your own account in different regions. Also I can share it with any other AWS account. So how we can do that? By going to the select the AMI and go to the actions, and you have to change the edit AMI permission here. Okay, so first option I will show you, copy AMI. Okay, by this option you can copy to your account in different regions. So you can copy to Sydney, Singapore, Seoul, Osaka, London, everything. any region you want, you can copy, but that is chargeable. It is not free of cost, so you can do that. Okay, but I don't recommend, as it is your free tier account, so don't do that. But if it is a very simple process, if you just select Ireland and then copy AMI, it will be copied to the Ireland region or to any other region you specify. Okay, this is one thing. So this is the copy AMI, and in every interview you can expect this question: how you can launch an EC2 instance? See, EC2 instance you cannot launch in any other region, no. So to launch an EC2 instance, you need a AMI, and AMI is a region entity. So you have to copy to that region and you can launch. Okay, n number of instances. That is one way. Now again going to the AMI, right? Now you can edit this permission here, and you can make this, now it is a currently private, you can make it as a public. So you are able to share AMI publicly. If you continue the AMI, and its contents will be shared with all the AWS users in the region. So you can make it as a public. Okay, but if you want to share privately to any users, right? So you have to select add create volume permission to associated snapshot when creating the account permission, and you have to add the account ID here. So that account ID, the 10-digit number, so you have to add and share AMI. So it is not a valid account ID, but if you add the another AWS account ID here, definitely it will get shared across. Okay, so this is the way, or you can simply just make it public, so it will be available to all the users. Okay, so this was the about AMIs and everything. And AMIs, to tell you, it is not free of cost. It is, I mean, AMI is free, but in the backend it make use of the snapshots, right? So that is not free of cost. So be careful. After practicing, you can delete it. Okay, so once you have, so how to delete the snapshots? You cannot delete snapshot directly. First you need to deregister the AMI. So go to the listen and deregister AMI, and go to the snapshots, and you can delete the snapshot, because unnecessarily we don't want it to be built. And also remember to delete your application, right? So this application we were doing yesterday, right? So php info.php, so this application is perfectly fine. Okay, right, so this completes the AWS backups, AMI, snapshots, and volumes. Okay, now along with this, okay, there might be another task. Okay, now until now we were only dealing with one disk for one EC2 instance. For example, now let me log into this machine, connect SSH client, copy this, go to the and I will run this. So it is working fine. Now if I do here, so lsblk is the command to list the devices inside your operating system. Okay, this is similar to like going into the Windows and going to this PC and see how many drives are there. This is similar to this option, but only thing is we have to, in Linux server, we have to always type some commands to see anything, anything for that matter, to do any task, to create a file, other things. So I have shown this in a S3 roles, right? So for creating a files and all I have shown, right? So lsblk is the command to list the disk. So to list the disks attached to the EC2 instance. Okay, so this is the command. Now df-h is the command to display file systems. Okay, so this is similar to like this. So going to properties, how much is consumed, what is the file system, and this is similar to this. But here this is a graphical user interface, you can do it very easily, but here you need to type the command. Okay, you're getting it. So it displays the file system. Now if I run df-h, see here, so what is the file system? It will display. Now in real time we will not be playing around with only one disk. What we'll do, there will be as a AWS cloud engineer, you will be asked to add additional disk. So how you can add, right? So you have to go to the AWS console and you need to check on which availability zone, that is in AP South 1 year, right? So you need to go to the volume sections, go to create volume. I'm not going to create a volume of 100 GB, it is unnecessary. For this demo I am going to select only 1 GB. Okay, now coming to the disk types here. Okay, so usually GP2 means general purpose 2, and GP3 is, that is the latest addition in the general purpose disk type. Okay, so these two are very popular disks because they are very cheap, cheap when compared to provisioned IOPS. Okay, and they are used for general purpose application. So you might have seen there will be either GP2 in most of the scenarios in my classes. So you should only select this provisioned IOPS. So provisioned IOPS means they are very expensive disks only used for database critical applications where high IOPS means high input and output per second is required. Okay, so these two are very expensive. Okay, but in some real-time scenarios we will require this provisioned IOPS. Okay, and these three are never used because this is the this one and this one are very the cheapest. Okay, and this is the throughput optimized, so this is comparatively costlier than these two, but we are not using this. So in real time you will either use GP2 or GP3 or provisioned IOPS. Only these two disks will be there. Okay, so why, what is the requirement? So you can see here, see there is a description they have given here. So low latency and are designed to meet the needs of IO intensive workloads. Okay, because the application, so what is IOPS means, the number of transaction, that is input and output per second, it will be very high in these type of disks. Okay, see application means it is not only just CPU and RAM, there is also a disk activity involved because the application has to fetch the data from the disk and it has to write some data. So I have told you like CRD operation, that is create, read, update and delete. So on these scenarios you have to take care. Okay, and what disk and all, you can always follow the documentation and you can recommend. So you have to be very careful on what availability zone you are creating the disk. Okay, and do you want to create from any of the snapshot your snapshot ID, or if you want to attach a blank disk, you can do that. Okay, and you can create volume. Now go to that volume and go to the actions and copy this volume ID and select here. Okay, and if you see here, it will say volume state is available, size is 1 GB, IOPS is 100, throughput is nothing. Okay, because this is GP2. Okay, this is normal standard disk. Okay, now status is available means this is not attached to any of the EC2 instance. So how you can attach? So you can attach by going to the actions and you have to select the instance ID. So This is the instance ID, and you can name it as SDF and attach the volume. Now remember, earlier there were only one disk, right? Now you will see, if we run the lsblk command, you will see the xvdf disk here, which is of 1 GB. You're getting it? Okay, so how to mount? Okay, so now how to use this? So you can use this by creating a file system. First, let us make the directory called /app or application. Okay, let me make use of sudo. I'll become root. Okay, then so mount is the command to mount the disk. So what is the disk we have now? The lsblk. So this is the disk, right? So before you can mount this, you have to create a file system. Okay, for this. Okay, so mkfs.ext4. See, these are all comes under Linux administration. Okay, so you don't worry. xvdf, or else let me do a first. You have to install. Okay, lvm. Okay, lvm is there. Okay, so first you have to create a physical volume. So pv create /dev xvdf. Okay, so physical volume created. Now if you do lsblk, still nothing. Then we have to create a volume groups. So vg create my app vg, and you have to provide the physical volume, that is xvdf. Oh, sorry, that is not svxv. Okay, so now you can display pvs we have and vgs we have. So this is the my app vg volume group, and we have now create a logical volume. Okay, so lv create hyphen n, that is my app lv, and we have to specify the size. Okay, so you can create for 500 MB. So hyphen l 500 MB, and then you have to specify the volume group name. So my app vg. So logical volume, it is created. So lv display, if you run, so you can see this is the path. Now for this you have to create a file system, right? Like in the Windows operating system, we will create file system, right? So for that, mkf.ext4, then you have to give the full path, dev my app vg my app lb. Okay, so now you can mount this. So mount -t, which is type of the file system, ext4. Okay, and then dev my app vg my app lv to application. Yes, now if I run df-h, so you will see, so this is the concept. So in real time we follow this procedure. Again, whatever I did, these commands that I will share with you, you can just follow along. Okay, this is very simple, 10 steps. Okay, if you practice 2 to 3 times, you will get it. But again, whatever I did from this command to this command, these are all comes under Linux administration, right? So I am from a Linux background, so I run this command with very ease. So but you can also achieve that by simple practice. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so I will share these commands with you. Okay, now I can see there are two file systems. So that is one is this one and the other one this one. Now let me show you one more thing. Now I will reboot the system. Okay, so let me reboot. So let us wait. Okay, so now let us see whether my server is come back. Yes, it has. I will again become root. Now, if I try to run the same command, I don't see my created. What happened? What is happening? If I do lsblk, it is there, but it is showing here. But why it is not displayed? So that is because if you mount any file system manually via this command, it will only be temporary until your system reboots, okay, or restart. If you want your volumes to be persistent, or if you want your file system to be persistent across reboots, you need to make an entry in the /etc/fs tab. Okay, so you need to create the volume. So dev, just a second, let me I forgot to copy this one, so let me do the lsblk. Yeah, so lv display, if you do lv display, or if you do lv scan, no, you will get the perfect this one. See here, so lv this one. So let me open the /etc/fs tab. So go to the end. Okay, so this is the disk, and where you want to mount? I want to mount it in the application. Then what is the file system type? ext4. And what is the permission? Say default. Okay, and 1,1. Just leave it as it is. Okay, and save. Now again I will mention, it will not show because I have just mentioned I have not run any command to mount it. So to mount it, you have to run mount-va. So if you just see here, now it is running. Now it will be there even until across reboots. Okay, so let me show you that. So let me reboot again. Okay, so let me see whether it has come back. Not yet. So you can cancel by Control C and again try. Okay, now I am again logged in. Now if you see, if you run df-h, you will see. So it is persistent across reboot. Okay, so let me share these commands with you so for you can practice. Okay. Okay, yeah, so right, so let me terminate this. I don't require. Okay, and how to detach the server? I mean detach the disk. It is very easy. So select the volume and force detach you can do, or you can detach, because now I am not getting the detach volume. Why? Because it is used by the application. But if you shut down the system, it will show. Now let me see, I will power off. Okay, you can see the same thing in the console. Okay, so now if you can select, see detach volume is coming, so you have to detach. So You refresh for 2 to 3 times, it will be available and you can delete. So you can delete it. You can delete the volume like this and you can terminate the server. Sorry, here. So terminate the instance. That's it. Right. So this was about the snapshots AMI, and we also discussed how we can copy the AMI and how to add additional disk in the production environment. Okay. Right. So the next concept in EC2 is load balancer. Okay. So let us understand why we require load balancer. Okay. Now this is a okay. So think that this is a shop. Okay, and there is only one shopkeeper. Okay, and customers are coming. So he is a customer. So he is again a customer. So he is another type of customer. Okay, and these are the corporate customers. Okay, so all these customers, and he has some items to sell. Okay, now along with that there will be also a bad guys like this one, hackers. Okay, so there will be, see, customers means there will be good customer and a bad customer like this. Okay, who will always be seeking out for opportunity to steal something from the shop, isn't it? So imagine if the customer is coming one by one, it is okay, he will serve and they will be happy. What if, okay, they are all coming at the same time and requesting for some items altogether? So he will also attempt, and he will make use, he will misuse this. Even the hacker will misuse this. Even this guy will also misuse this. The moment he turns to serve these customer, he may access insensitive items, or he may steal the items and run away. This is one security. As a security aspect, this is the one thing. Secondly is, suppose, okay, forget about this guys. Imagine now there are only good customers. Okay, think that they are all good customers. So we have good customers only. Okay, so let me mention that. Okay, now we have only good customer who are trying to. So now here also they are trying to. So in this way, a single person cannot handle the load. So this person may go off. Waiting, he'll be waiting, and this person may also go off. So this is called the load on the person. He cannot handle it alone. So he needs some 1 or 2 members. So if they have like 4 to 6 members or 8 members, then they can handle n number of customers without any hassle. So same concept is valid for the server also. Okay. So same concept, for example, now let me draw a virtual machine or a server. Now this is a server. Okay. Now this is a virtual machine, or let me draw this one better. Okay, so this is one server. Okay, you have hosted one application in this server. Now customers are accessing via the internet directly. Same scenario. Okay, so let me draw here these people now. So now the customers are increasing for this application. So now all are trying to access this application via internet. Now what will happen? The first scenario. This is all the customer. So now this application is exposed to the internet. Of course, I need to launch this instance in a public subnet. That means IDW should be there and everything. So in this way, you have to expose this directly to the internet. That is one security issue. Okay, at this time, hacker may access your data and he may corrupt your system. And secondly, the main thing is if the RAM is very less and if the users are increasing, then this server will crash. So this server will crash. Okay, so server is down. Okay, so what we can do in this scenario to solve this problem? We will get the load balancers or ELB. In short form, they are called load balancers or ELB, elastic load balancers. So what this will do here, rather than exposing the application directly to the internet, first there will be intermediary resource which is load balancer. So ELB, which means elastic load balancers, right? Now this will take the request from everyone, okay, and it will send to this instance. Okay, in this way this identity is hidden because the load balancer is accepting the request from n number of users, and this is completely managed by AWS. You just need to create the load balancer and that's it. Create the listener rule and other things, and rest everything else is taken care by the AWS. Not only this, for only one load balancer you can attach n number of instances. Like this. Okay, so how it distributes is by a something called as target group. So it will create a logical container where you can, so let me make it as a target groups. Okay, so this will form as a target groups. Okay, so in the target group you will add the n number of instances you can add, and this will keep on sending the traffic to one after the other. So this is the concept of load balancing. Okay, we have this load balancing from the beginning. Okay, so you might have heard about Nginx, proxy servers and other things. So those are all load balancing servers, because we don't want to expose our application directly to the third party or the internets. So all the load will be taken care initially by the elastic load balancer, and this will basically, this job is only to get the request and send the request to the EC2 instance. Whatever may have mentioned in the listener rules, we'll walk through this in detail, but for this as a initial understanding, you should be thorough with this. This is the basics actually in the load balancer. Okay, very simple. We will first start the creation of load balancer, then you will create the application, then we will create the target groups and attach the target groups, and in this load balancer you will just create the listener rules. Based on that listener rules, it will send the request to so and so machines. Okay, so this is the concept of load balancers. So we have mainly Three types of load balancer. One is classic, which is a combination of network, which is very old. So it used to support both network load balancer and application load balancer. Okay, and we have application load balancer and network load balancer. Clear? So we have NLB and ALB. Okay, I don't have a diagram here, but I will show you. 1 second. Okay, so this is what. Let me show you the diagram. That is better.
Sir, it has a gateway load balancer also, is there, no, sir?
Yeah, gateway is there, but that we will not use. That is only for firewalls.
Okay.
Okay, gateway load balancer is there, but that is for only firewall. So these are the classic application and network load balancer. Clear? So this is this was initially when AWS was started. They had only this one, which could support the network, that is TCP based request and also HTTP based request. Okay, so this network load balancer works only on TCP, that is transmission control protocol, that is layer 4 or network layer, and port number is can be anything, 7080 custom ports. But whereas this is only for application load balancer, so it listens on only two ports, 80 and 443. Clear? So I will share one official documentation. Go through that before the tomorrow's class. So tomorrow we'll be doing the hands-on. Okay. Let me. Yeah. So you have to study this. See, application load balancer. See, gateway load balancer I told, right? So this is for yeah, Geneva encapsulation packet. So that means this is for firewalls. Okay. So whereas the application load balancer is for HTTP. Okay. So this can forward to the AWS Lambda, Fargate, EKS, ECS, EC2, auto scaling group, or to any IP address. This can do it. Whereas network load balancer, this is for EC2 EKS, but this is based on layer 4. Okay. So there is a go. I will share this link. Go inside this, and you can not this one. 1 second. Okay, and you can also follow along the tutorials are there. Okay, you can follow along. Okay, let me share this with you. Okay, so there is an official documentation. Go to this page, you'll get lot of information, videos here. Okay, so this is a load balancer. So as I told you, see, It is used for managing virtual appliances such as firewalls, intrusion detection, and prevention system. Okay, so this is specifically used as for firewall applications. So it is not useful for the this one. What do you say? Our application specific. So this, whereas we use this. Okay, so you go through this application load balancer, and there is a tutorial also. Okay, so after the hands-on, you can follow now.
Sir, the target groups ಅಂತ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, that is nothing but a auto scaling ಅಲ್ವಾ sir?
No, that is not auto scaling. That is a logical container where you will group your EC2 instance and add. That's it.
Okay. Auto scaling ಯಾವ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ sir?
In the load balancer only, but that is for different use case. I will, once I finish both the load balancer, I'll come to auto scaling group.
Okay.
Okay guys, anybody else having doubts?
ಸರ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನಿನ್ನೆ ಒಂದು ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್ ಮೊನ್ನೆ?
Yes.
ಹಲೋ ಸರ್, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಸಬ್ನೆಟ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್ ಅದು VPC ನಲ್ಲಿ? ಸರ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ 10.0.0.0/16 ಅಂದ್ರೆ 32 - 16 ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ 16 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ದೆನ್ 16 ಬಂದು ಅದು ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಸ್ಕ್ ಬಂದು 255.255.00 ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್? ದೆನ್ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಅವಾಗ 10.12.0.11 ಇದ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ ಸ್ಲಾಶ್ ನಾವ್ ಯಾವ್ದು 24 ತರ ಹಾಕೋಬೇಕಾ ಸರ್ ಅದು?
No, see, two equal, when I said 2 equal parts, so you need to divide. So 16 means how many IP addresses will get? So 65,000, right?
Yes,
so
sir,
you need to divide it into 2 subnet, means 32,000 something you have to do. So you need to go with 10.0.0.0 slash, I mean 10.12.0.0/17. That will be your subnet number 1, and your second subnet will be 10.12.0. Sorry, not 0. 10.0. I think 120 0 to
128.
128, I think.
120.
See, whenever you are getting confused, right? So you have to go to the subnet calculator.
Okay.
Or subnet divider. So this was the requirement, right? So 10.12.0.0/16 I have given, correct?
Okay.
So update. So divide. So it is already divided, no? So this will be your first subnet. So this will be your first subnet, and this will be your second subnet. That's it. Simple.
ಸರ್ ಅಂಡ್ VPC ನಾವು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್, EC2 ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಎರಡು ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇವನ್ ನಾವು ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಇದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ, ಬಟ್ VPC ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾ ಸರ್?
You don't require to delete VPC. VPC is free of cost.
Okay.
You can delete it, but you there is no requirement.
Okay. In EC2 instance, we should stop, no sir?
Yes, you have to stop and terminate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Sir, peering connections ಬಗ್ಗೆ sir. So peering connections, can it be possible to do with the 2 public IPs, 2 public subnets?
No. Then if that was the case, then why we require peering connection? If you want to access using public IP, why we want private connection?
Okay, sir, what happened? ನಾನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಅನದರ್ ರೀಜನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಸಬ್ನೆಟ್ಸಿಗೆ, ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ IP ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ನ ಎನೇಬಲ್ ಕೊಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ದಲೆ. ಸೊ ದೆನ್ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಎರರ್ ವೈಲ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್.
No problem. Even that instance having public IP, you give private IP while connecting from this VPC to that VPC.
I couldn't able to connect, sir.
Maybe you have done something wrong in your configuration.
Okay, after that ನಾನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನ ರನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಐ ಪಿನ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ದೆನ್ ಐ ಕನೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಐ ಪಿ, ದೆನ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ದ peer connections.
Maybe, or there was a subnet mismatching. Okay, you just check it again. It has nothing to do with the public IP.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸರ್ ಇವತ್ತು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ IAM ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಅಂದರೆ EC2 ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ IAM ಕೋಡ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, 12-digit ಕೋಡ್ ID. So when we can't run the EC2 instance in other regions, why we need to copy that AMI?
No, we will copy only if there is a requirement to run that instances in other region. Only then we will copy. Otherwise, why we will copy?
So ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಬೇರೆ ರೀಜನ್ ನಾವು with that ID we can run that EC2 instance, that same instance which we run in other region, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And that AMI will be I think different. See, when you copy, right? So when you copy to the destination region, so the AMI will be different, and the AMI ID will also be different because you are copying, right?
Okay.
Okay, so the AMI ID will not be same.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, any other doubts? Okay, so the task is for today I am giving. You need to, okay, let me add it in the task section. Otherwise, where is the task? Okay, I am adding here task number 9. Okay, so you have to create a custom AMI and copy it to another region. Okay, and task number 10, add an additional disk of 1 GB and attach it to the EC2 and create a file system. You have to practice this today. Create a file system, post that, mount the file system permanently to the EC2. Okay, clear?
Okay, sir.
Clear? Post that, you have to mount the file system permanently. Like I have given all the commands. You have to just follow along and practice. That's it. It is very straightforward. Don't say no. Okay, and the next task is create a AWS backup plan. Did I give? Okay, I have already given backup plan. I have already given. Okay, yeah. So additional 2 more tasks I have given. You have to complete that. Clear?
Okay, sir.
Okay, anybody else?
Okay, sir.
Okay, fine. Then I'm stopping the recording.